djevents.tv. Today we are standing right in front of Hauptbahnhof, which is the heart of Munich. I would like to take you all on a short city tour before we go to a special place and to meet a special person. So are you all ready? Let's go! We are standing in front of LMU, also known as Ludwig Maximilian University. It is one of the most prestigious universities in Europe and second largest university in Germany. According to census, in the year 2015, around 51,000 students matriculated from this university, out of which 15% of them are international students. So guys, here it is, LMU. Standing in a place called Platz. It is the largest square situated right in the center of Munich. So traditionally it is believed that it was one of the important sites for all the parades and processions. So people coming to Germany and particularly to Munich, it's a place to visit. Garten, it is one of the largest urban parks in the world. It's a place for recreational activities such as family-friend get-togethers, joggers, hub and other sports activities. And moreover, it's a place for youngsters to chill out, to do parties and barbecues. So want to take a break from your daily routine job? This is your place. Come, enjoy, don't miss it. Adventurous place for all the surf enthusiasts. It's awesome. So, we are at Isar River and it is one of the beautiful places for students to hang out in summer. The view is breathtaking. We are at one of the popular attraction points of Munich called Angel of Peace, which is a reminder of 25 peaceful years after Franco-German War. It is really beautiful. Hello and welcome to pjevents.tv. Today we will be discussing on a colossal and a significant topic which would benefit all the Indians living in Germany and to the newbies. The topic is about Indian communities in Munich and about Indian culture in Germany. India's history dates back to thousands of years, filled with rich culture, spanning from art, architecture, religion, philosophies and cuisine, which has a profound impact across the globe. Now we are in Munich at a special place, the Consulate General of India. Let us know more about their efforts and policies to empower Indian communities and students and also promoting Indian culture in Germany. To discuss this interesting topic, today we are going to meet a special person. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Welcome to the consulate. Please. Yeah.
Today, our special guest, who is an electronics engineer, turned into a diplomat who has held key positions related to foreign affairs of India in Asia, America, Europe. Yes, we have with us the Consul General of India in Munich, Mr. Sugandh Rajaram. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much for participating, and we are delighted to have you on pjevents.tv.
Thank you.
So, there are more than 100,000 of Indians living in Germany, and the number is increasing steeply over a couple of years. In fact, 2015 to 2016, it was more than 13,000. So, as a student, I would like to start with a question which is more inclined towards student. As they are away from their families and thinking Germany as their second home, how is CGI helping them in case of emergency situations like medical or any major circumstances?
This is a very pertinent question with regard to government facilitation to the students in foreign countries through our embassies and consulates. Here we have taken a lot of efforts to get connected with the students. We have formed a forum called India Students Forum for the Southern Germany, and we have got many of the students in most of the universities in Bavaria and Baden-Württemberg being connected to this forum. In fact, we had a few of the events of this forum at the consulate wherein we got in touch with the Indian student community in southern Germany and gave them the overview of what the consulate is doing in this region, to give them comfort, to give them a feeling that they are not away from home. They should feel that they are at home. We have also got the community associations connected with the students, because young students coming to Germany, they are alone, they are young, they need a support from the community associations from their own regions, from India. So we have tried to put them, the students and the regional community associations in touch with each other so that the students feel at home. They can in any emergency situations, in any cultural needs, they can contact the regional community members. They can participate in. Secondly, what we are doing is we are getting these students organized in associations in these universities so that they can themselves sort out many of the issues. At the same time, I have met, I think, most of the university administrations, and we are working with them that there is smooth landing for the Indian students in Germany. Particularly, we are organizing welcome ceremonies for the Indian students in the universities here, and we work with the university administrations to organize such welcome ceremonies. We have already organized few of such ceremonies in few of the universities. So we take all efforts which are possible to get connected with the Indian students here and make them feel at home.
Okay, that was quite informative for a student. Yeah. And for the newbies, like students and employees who are coming from India for the first time, and it will be like quite difficult for them to get adjusted to the new culture or environment, or even because of the language.
Mhm.
So, how is CGI helping to build a bridge between the newcomers and the already existing Indian communities?
Yeah, this is what I already mentioned in my answer to the previous question, that we are not only getting these Indian students organized into the associations at the university level, but also getting them connected with the community associations, particularly the communities from their own regions from India, because language is the issue. These young students, they are away from home maybe for the first time, so they need a kind of a continuity, cultural continuity, psychological continuity. So in this regard, we try to encourage them to be part of the regional community associations which are already there. And in fact, in the last 1.5 years that I'm here, I have always encouraged the Indian community to form their own associations. Regional cultural associations are natural, so we have always encouraged them to form such associations, and then we have also encouraged them to form some kind of a student cell or student wing of their association, so that they can help the students from their own community who are new to Germany.
Okay. And as you have traveled and worked across the globe, I think you are the right person to talk about the impact of Indian culture on an international level, and in particularly on Germany.
I think, there has been continuous interest in Germans about India, and that goes for centuries. So if you see today in southern Germany, we have Indo-German friendship associations, German community groups who evince deep interest in Indian culture, and they do a lot to promote the Indian culture and heritage in this part of the world. We have number of Indology centers in many of the universities here. They do very important research and studies in deeper aspects of Indian heritage and philosophy. At the same time, we have increasing interest in yoga, Ayurveda, and many other aspects of Indian heritage. We have, in fact, a great amount of participation these days from the younger members of the German society. In fact, at the school level, we have from southern Germany itself more than 100 students, 100 schools having student exchange programs, school exchange programs with the Indian schools. So this is a great development. It shows that there is a great amount of interest among the young minds of German society to know about India and Indian culture, in order to get connected with the globe. So this is a kind of a trend which is very positive when we talk about how India is influenced the Germans. So the consulate is taking all kinds of efforts in order to facilitate, encourage these trends on the regular basis.
Okay. Most of us know that there are many Indian communities, at least one in each city. So, could you please explain it to our audience? What are the scope of events or means, the platforms where all the communities can be brought together in promoting Indian culture in Germany?
Yeah, this is one of the major parts of our activities with regard to the community outreach. In the last 1.5 years, we have formed certain platforms or forums to get connected with the communities. One of the major forums is the India Diaspora Forum, where we take all our efforts of community outreach with regard to the diaspora welfare in tandem with the various community organizations that we have. So the basic members of this forum are the various Indian community associations. In the last 1 year, I have encouraged the Indian communities to get organized into associations or organizations officially, so that they can officially organize events with the help of the consulate. With the Indian Diaspora Forum, we discuss the issues of interest of the Indian community, Indian diaspora, on regular basis, and this could be issues of consular activities, visas, passports, OCIs, any other help in certain emergency situations, deaths, prisoners. There are many activities with regard to women welfare. So we discuss and coordinate such activities through the Indian Diaspora Forum. We also celebrate the Pravasi Bharatiya Day and many other important Indian national events with Indian diaspora through this forum. Another forum that we have created is the India Students Forum, that I already explained to you in while answering the earlier questions. Third forum is the India Business Forum, which is a platform to address the issues of the Indian business communities in the region. As you are aware that the Indian businesses are taking a lot of interest these years to come to Germany. So while we are attracting the German investments into India, the Indian investments are also rising in Germany, and they are into various sectors. And since these are the new investments, or our Indian investors or the business communities interest here, activities here in the initial years, we are helping them to sort out their you can say beginning or the starting issues. We get them organized into this forum to share information among themselves on how to start the businesses, whom to contact, which are the basic groups or organizations with regard to the certain sectors of doing business here, which are the Chamber of Commerce here with which they should be in touch with, what are the various regulatory mechanisms for doing business in Germany. So this is the India Business Forum, and the last one that we have created is the India Culture Forum. This basically is a forum not just for the Indian community but also for the Germans who are promoting the Indian culture and heritage in this region. So in this forum we have created at least 5 working groups, the groupings or the sectors. One is for the performing arts. This is basically, you know, the dance and music, which is the visible part of Indian culture here. And there are many stakeholders here who do a lot of activities in this regard. And this performing art group of our India Culture Forum has already done a big event very recently in March in one of the very important cultural centers here in Gasteig. There was a musical showing how Bavaria and India are working or are living or showing interest in each other. That was called Anna in Wonderland. So that was appreciated by many of the German people, where we put a lot of performances through the local Indian community artists. So this was not done by the professional artists, but by the community artists. Because in the last 1 year or more than a year that I am here, I have been invited by many of the community associations to witness their, say, festivals or their programs, where I see that many of the community artists are very talented, and they perform with a lot of perfection and professionalism. So I thought, why not to get them together in an event where they showcase their talents with regard to what Indian cultural talent that they have. And it was very well appreciated event. We also have another working group on yoga, which will be working to host the International Day of Yoga on 21st of June in Munich and many other cities of Bavaria and Baden-Württemberg. The third group is the Ayurveda, and we will be organizing the International Ayurveda Day on Dhanvantari Day, which will be in October, November sometime. And we expect that all the Ayurveda enthusiasts in this part of the region will participate in that. We have the fourth group, which will be dealing with films and exhibitions. We are also planning to have the Indian Film Festival in the region, and then we also plan to hold certain exhibitions showcasing, you can say, unique products of Indian heritage, like khadi, and then we have a group for heritage, means a group which will put up events for, say, the promotion of language and philosophy. So the philosophical treasure that we have through the Vedas and other scriptures. So we will have a lot of, you can say, very concrete, visible outreach activities through all these groups of these various forums that the consulate has created. The basic purpose of these platforms or these forums is to give a space for the Indian community members and interested stakeholders in Indian culture and heritage and all other activities with regard to India to come together, to coordinate their efforts, to pull in their resources and work in unison to promote the Indian culture and brand India in this region.
Okay. A lot of information and good to know about these forums. And as you have already mentioned, that CGI is focusing like promoting Indian culture based on regions, different regions. What are the challenges or problems you are facing to promote Indian culture in Germany?
Yeah. So there are many challenges, and these challenges will be there because you are working with all the stakeholders to take them together. So the basic challenge with regard to this is how to create an interest among all the stakeholders to come together. We organize these events, or we have created these forums. We give the opportunity for all the stakeholders to come together, but it needs continuous efforts to really get them together. Many times, many of the events face lack of enthusiasm by the stakeholders, particularly from the members of the community. So, but I always encourage the community members, particularly through their associations, that whichever is the event, whichever nature that the event has, they should in fact participate in these events and see what best they can contribute with their own resources, particularly time and energy, to make those events successful. In fact, in the last 1 year, we have started another kind of a initiative where we are celebrating state days, so statehood days. So every state will get an opportunity to celebrate a day to showcase their identity. The identity includes various aspects of their culture, various aspects of their activities happening in those states, including the opportunities in tourism and investment sectors in those states. So last year we celebrated Maharashtra Day, and when we do this, our intention is not just to limit the celebrations or showcasing these activities and identity of that particular state to the members of the community, because that the community does through various community programs, regional programs that they do while celebrating their festivals or their New Year's. But the objective is to celebrate the identity of a particular state with the participation of the wider pan-Indian community and showcase it to the Germans at large. Because identity of India goes through the identity of its constituents, identity of various states. So while celebrating these state days, we showcase them the various aspects of the cultural diversity of the constituents, and through that we showcase the rich and diverse nature of India, particularly of its culture. So as I mentioned that through various activities we try to get the Indian community engaged through this, and that is the real challenge, that how to keep them engaged throughout the period, throughout the activities, throughout the efforts that these forums take while promoting brand India in the region.
Okay. You have shared quite a lot of information regarding promoting Indian culture, and as we know, there are many Indian communities. So, would you like to say a few words to all the communities via pjevents.tv?
I think that's what I always do whenever I attend many of the community events. I try to attend, I think, all of the community events in the region. And we cover vast amount of region. Bavaria and Baden-Württemberg are one of the biggest states of Germany, and we have a thriving Indian community here. As you mentioned, 100,000. In fact, we have more than 150, 170,000 Indians in Germany, and out of that, I think close to 60,000 Indians are in this part of Germany. So. Since the community is growing, their activities are also growing. Their interest in having reconnection, or say growing connection with their roots is increasing. So we are in fact hopeful that we can work with the community and with the ultimate objective of having a kind of a seamless integration of the Indian community with various other stakeholders of our activities here. There are many Indo-German friendship associations which are working here, particularly in the culture and economic area. So we want to have the community getting integrated into with the other stakeholders of India-related activities here, and we want with the fulcrum provided in terms of these forums that I mentioned by the consulate would be successful in achieving this objective. The ultimate objective of diplomacy, or say or any of the bilateral relations, is to bring the peoples of two countries, two societies together. So I'm hopeful that our community, which is very important stakeholders and inseparable part of this objective, will be able to take its own initiatives, own interest, and many times also with the support of consulate will achieve this objective.
Okay. So there are many young aspirants who were planning to come from India to Germany to start their career. So what message would you like to pass to them?
Yeah, this is a fantastic, you can say, opportunity for the Indians who are coming here. Indians come here as professionals working with many of the multinational German Indian companies. They come here to start their own businesses. This is a rising trend in the recent years. They come here to pursue their further studies, higher studies. So a lot of Indian students come here. So I think my advice to these the incoming Indians to this part of the world is, yes, there is a growing opportunity here. There is a better there is a not only a better future in terms of employment and getting known to the new areas of specializations, including the new specialized technologies, because as you know, this part of the world is synonymous with the technology. They will get a lot of opportunities to get connected with the Indian community over here, since the Indian community is rising here. And at the same time, I will advise them that they should also focus their energies on learning the language, learning the social, you can say, attributes here, so that they have a seamless kind of a smooth landing, and at the same time seamless kind of interaction with the local communities. For the time immemorial, India and Germany have been very close. The peoples are knowing each other, knowing each other's cultures. So we don't have any situation where the Indians get into any of the troubles or any of the negative, you can say, activities here. So for the incoming Indians, I think this is a great opportunity where they are liked and where they are loved, their culture is loved, their country is loved. So this is a great opportunity. I think they should also reciprocate the same.
I hope the message reaches to all our young aspirants. On behalf of PJEvents.tv, I really appreciate and thank you for taking out your time out of your busy schedule, and I hope our viewers would have got ample amount of information from our talk today, and thank you for once again being on the show with us, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. So this week we had Consul General of India on PJEvents.tv. Stay tuned to our Facebook page for future events, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel. This is Harshita Venkat with our cameraman Suman and Karthik signing off. Thank you.